Hello, everyone. So, my presentation is on how social media is influencing us to overspend. Have you ever been on TikTok or Instagram and you're scrolling through your For You page or swiping on stories and you see your favorite creator or just a video that piques your interest, and all of a sudden you end up clicking a link and buying a product that you don't really need? I think we all experience that more often than not. So, why does overspending matter to us, especially for college students on a budget? There's a few things that came to mind. Um, a lot of us are tight on budgets because we're paying for tuition and rent and food, and we have limited income because we're focusing on our education right now. So, we're stretched thin financially. And we have constant exposure with all these different social media platforms that we check multiple times a day. So it's hard to escape these, creators that are promoting these products. And a lot of the small buys add up over time. So, a lot of the products that are being pushed on our feeds are, not very expensive. They're usually $10 to $30 around there. Um, but when you look back at a month's worth of purchases, that can add up over time. So, the presentation flow today is we're going to talk about why it feels normal, why social media makes spending seem harmless, and then how it works, kind of the cycle of how social media drives overspending, and then what can we do about it, and some realistic actions that can help us take control of our spending. So, why it doesn't feel like a problem? Well, everyone is doing it. Trends and the culture that is around today makes spending feel normal because there's a lot of creators on there that are, promoting products that they receive commission on. And so if everyone's buying it, it doesn't seem like a big deal. And if our favorite creator is promoting this product, then why wouldn't we want to buy it? And it's only $15. So these small purchases seem harmless, and there's a lot of discounts and a lot of pay now, pay and pay later options. And then, our influencers that we like to follow, they feel trustworthy. A lot of the times it feels like we know these creators because we've been following them for sometimes even years at a time. And so we feel like we can trust them, and they make products feel personal to us. And it feels like you're buying something from a friend. And if they love it, then we'll love it too. And then something else that is really prevalent today is that it's so easy to purchase things. We can double click on our phones and it scans our face, and then the product shows up at our door 2 days later. So it's effortless. So social media is really designed to make buying feel effortless. And that's kind of some of the psychology behind our spending blind spots. So, how social media drives overspending. Your feed is not random, it's specifically created for you. Your algorithm, it knows exactly what you want, and the content you like to see and the purchases that you've made, and it knows a lot about you. So it's not randomized, it's really for you. That's why it's called a For You page. So oftentimes we'll see a video or a product or an influencer, and there's these trends that go around, and a creator's demoing a product and it appears in your feed, and you feel connected to the creator or the product, and this emotion kicks in because everyone's buying it. So you kind of have this FOMO of, well, if other people are buying it and my favorite creator's promoting it, then I need it. So what do? We buy it. And it's easy because we can just tap to buy. You click a link and you go to an Amazon storefront or, their LTK, and it's super fast checkout. And then obviously our algorithm knows that, and it knows that we like that. And so it pushes more of those things onto our feed. And then it creates this cycle, and we're just spending again, and we have this repeated exposure. And so there's repeated purchases. I know a lot of, like, you can think about the water bottle trends, right? You go to school and you see everyone with a hydro jug. And that's exactly the process that this goes through, right? So the pressure starts in our feed, and then it shows up in real life, right? In our feed, we're exposed to these products that are constantly in our feed, and we trust these creators. And so they make these products feel personal to us, and it's really easy to receive these products, in our personal lives. So we see it, we want it, we tap it, and then we get it. Well, then that translates to our real life, and it creates these habits of spending before we think. And it creates stress because we realize, oh, dang, I've spent a lot of money on products that I don't really need, but I'm on a tight budget. So then we maybe regret spending, or the excitement fades. We really feel like we need a product, and then we get it and we use it a couple times, and then it just sits in the corner. So, what are some things that we can do instead? These are some realistic things that can actually help. The first thing is pausing. So, use a 24-hour rule if it's a smaller purchase. If it's not an essential purchase, then wait 24 hours and see if you're still thinking about it and if you really want it and if it's worth buying. For bigger purchases, a lot of the sites were saying to recommend, or they recommended waiting 7 days. So for expensive items, just waiting that extended period lets us decide, is this, an impulse, or do I really need this product, or is this product that I want really worth it? Another thing that we can do is reduce our triggers. So you can mute or unfollow, specific creators that are really pushing products onto your feed. Like that's their job. Their job is to get you to buy what they're promoting because they receive commission on it. So remove accounts that constantly promote products and trigger your urge to spend. Another thing you can do is turn off shop notifications. So disabling alerts from shop apps makes buying less automatic. And then set limits. So obviously we have different budgets because we're all in different personal situations. But if you set a fun money cap, then you have X amount of dollars to spend for the month on fun items. And then another thing that is really common is using the price per use test. So ask if you'll use it 10 times before buying it to measure its real value. So pause and then choose on purpose. So we want to take control of our social media spending. Social media really encourages impulsing buying behavior, and it makes you feel like you're missing out if you're not buying it. And it tricks you into thinking that you need something that you actually don't. So ask yourself, do I really need this? Is it a want or is it a need? And will I use it 10 plus times? So check the price per value. And is it in my budget right now? Consider your financial situation and help yourself understand if it's in your budget. Social media is designed to sell. This doesn't mean we have to buy on impulse. We can choose to be intentional about our spending. So this week, pick one of those things as you're scrolling on your feeds and think about, do I really want this or need this, or how can I take control of and be intentional about my spending on social media? Thank you.